It is Tom Chenault, and it's the Hair on Fire call. I hope you're having a good morning. We are rocking and rolling and ready to go, and I'm telling you something. I was watching the guy that jumped out of the airplane because he got mad. You know, he's the flight attendant, and all of a sudden, the plane's coming in. The guy jumps up, grabs his baggage before the plane even stops rolling, pulls it out, whacks the flight attendant. Flight attendant says something. Guy says something. Flight attendant says, apologize. Guy says no. Flight attendant says blankety blank blank blank, grabs 2 beers, pulls the string, jumps off the airplane, runs to his car, goes home, gets arrested, gets 20,000 friends on Facebook. The entire country, his name's Steve Slater, is in love with this guy because he told these people to take their job and stuff it. So then they came back with a survey last night and said 55% of everybody with a job in the United States hates it. Hates it. They hate their jobs. So what is that telling you? 55% of the people in this country, 1 out of every 2 people are looking for you to interview them. And you've got to say, what do we do about this? There's a solution there. Duh, what's the solution, George? The solution is I have an idea for you, and you need to talk to my friend, Earlene Downey. You need to talk to my friend, Greg Arnold. You need to talk to my friend, Lisa Barney. You don't do it yourself. Terry Meredith is probably on this call. I did a 3-way with him last night with a guy down in Florida, and I immediately patched in Steve Wallach to make it a 4-way because I needed reinforcement. The guy wasn't getting there from here. He didn't believe me. He didn't like me very well. So I had to go elevator up, and I called Steve Wallach, who was at the end of a very long day. And I said, please give me 2 minutes with this guy because this guy can't hear me. And why? Because he just didn't like me that well. And that's okay. I'm good with that. I am not in this business to be liked. I'm in this business to be loved. Ha! No, kidding. I'm in this business to help you help yourself. That's the only reason I'm doing this. This is not a popularity contest. More people get mad at me, and I know lots of you are going, no kidding, than like me. And the reason is because I am laser straight with you. I'm going to tell you the truth whether you want it, the truth as I see it, whether you want to hear it or not. And most of the time, when you call me on the phone and you tell me about your upline, or you tell me your sad story of your life, or you tell me about this, or you tell me about longevity, or you tell me about any of that stuff, I'm listening patiently, waiting for you to get done talking, so I can say, okay, that happened. Please never tell me that story again. And I know it now, and I'm sorry, and I'm weeping, and I have tissues out. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about where you are right now and where you want to be in the future, and forget about what happened yesterday. It's that simple, because that's the only way you're going to get there from here. And you might not have an upline. Your upline directly above you might have said, oh, I'm not into it right now, I'm going to quit. Because the upline above me is not doing anything, and the upline above me is I'm mad at. Okay, well, good. You're going to get to Steve Wallach and I sooner or later. And once you get to Steve Wallach and I and Denise, I'll guarantee you one thing right now, there's no quit. We don't have that word in the vocabulary. There's no give up on you. We don't have it in the vocabulary. Several of you have tested me on that. And several of you have had the unmitigated gall to go, I can't believe you called back. Everybody told me you weren't going to call back. Everybody told me you were this. Everybody told me you were that. And they can't believe it. You know why? Because people are so busy convincing everybody that they want to stay broke that they don't even test the water. If you want to make it in this business, follow somebody that's going to make it. I'm telling you what, I was with Steve Wallach again, and he was telling me about his meeting. And he's got these guys that they didn't have $100 to drive to San Diego they had to borrow money to get there, and they spent the whole time telling Steve how to run longevity. What's wrong with that picture? We've got to follow people that have done it. We've got to follow in the footsteps of giants. That's that simple. Once you're a double diamond, then call me on the phone and say, hey, I got some ideas I want to throw in the fray here, and I want to change the way that longevity does the business. Because then you've got a listening with some credibility from Steve Wallach and from some other diamonds. But at the very beginning, the best way to get there from here is to follow the path of the people that have done it and the people that are doing it. And I promise you, that's the easier way. All this stuff that you add on is great, but it adds confusion. And you don't want to add confusion. You want to add excitement, motivation, vim, vigor, passion, excitement, fun, all that stuff. You want to add a Charlie Bradford to the mix. You want to add a Brandy to the mix. You can't wait to meet Brandy. You have to admit it. She's told you all about her. She's got a car full of little brats. They're all picking their noses right now in the car. They're on the way to school or wherever they're going. About 9 of them in the car, and she's talking to them. She's got them on the speakerphone, and they cannot believe they're on the speakerphone with this wild man talking, especially while they're picking their noses. So, Brandy, tell them the reason that you're doing that, and everybody wants to see what you look like, because you've talked about that flaming red hair, and you've got that beautiful voice with that unbelievable accent, and everybody knows your husband is a songwriter, and so are you, and you're down there in that neck of the woods where that is absolutely fashionable, and you've got this aura about you that is magnificence, and you need to monetize that magnificence, because people feel that from you. And the reason I'm telling you that is each and every one of you have that same thing. I can't wait to meet Tommy from Kansas next week. I love his attitude. I love the way he fires up every morning. He's coming to Colorado Springs next week. I can hardly wait to meet the guy. I'm telling you, that's what you want to do. You want to create you. You want to create the miracle called you. You don't want to be Tom Chenault. You don't want to be Greg Arnold. You don't want to be Todd Smith, Blake Graham. You want to have our skill sets, our ability to build these organizations, but you want it to be all you. And you want it to be all you inside of this system that we've got to get you there from here. And I promise you, you're never going to have to change. You aren't going to have to become a raving maniac on the telephone every morning in order to hit what you need to hit. Let me do this part. This is my job. You're better at what you do than I am. Victoria West, if you're out there, you've changed my life. You are an absolute rock star. Bob Dickey, I'm learning so much from you. Brand new people from Escape. And I'm telling you something, it is amazing watching all of this go into absolute hyperdrive because of the energy out there. And you guys have all got it. And the name of the game is use it. And the name of the game is let's lock arms and take this thing somewhere versus everyone unlocking and going 90 different directions. Think about the power from that. And we've all got that ability. We just need the desire. We need the drive. We need the unfailing leadership that we've got from Steve Wallach. It is on. All you need to do is decide to be a part of it. Bigger than you've ever been in your life. And every one of us are going to get there from here. I love each and every one of you. I know we can do this. I know this coffee shop interview works. I know this system works. I know we can help you work. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your life. And I've got great news. The video even worked. We're back in business, baby.